welcome to Barks to Basics with Jamie Diaz, and I have my colleague, what should I call you? Amanda Kreiner here with me. I'm her boss, but she's a colleague too. I think boss is such a weird word. Anyway, today we are doing holiday tips and tricks, right?
Yep.
So the holidays are coming up, whatever your holiday is, Hanukkah, Christmas, any holiday. Yeah, Thanksgiving. If you're going to at some point have a party, whether it's a holiday, something, and these are things that you can use not only for the holidays, but anytime you do have a get-together going on. So if I refer more to Christmas, because I celebrate Christmas, but this is for like anything. So
any gathering.
Yeah, any gathering. So let's start, and of course I do have my readers, guys.
Surprise,
don't worry.
surprise.
Let me put them readers on. So let's start with decorations, or really any change, even like when you have a new baby, these changes for the dog. So even if your dog has seen them, they've only seen them once a year. Mm-hmm. So all of a sudden I'm dragging out this 9-foot tree. There's like sparkles everywhere, like things everywhere. Let's not even talk about the Christmas balls, the hooks that go into. So it can be a little bit of a nightmare. Now, I've had both. I've had dogs that I'm lucky and I'm like, they don't even care. Like, I'm thinking of like clients. I'm like, oh my God, they're not even going to care. And then I've had the dogs that I'm like, this freaking dog will not stop peeing on the tree, jumping on. Forget it if you have cats and the
trying
tree.
To eat the little needle. Oh, that's so scary.
So let's start with like the decorations and like new things. Let's start with the tree, because for a lot of people, it's going to be a thing. So in the beginning, obviously, I like to like pull it out and leave it there for just, even if it's a couple hours, an hour, just so they can like sniff around. Be careful. A lot of them love to pee on it. Mm-hmm. So
especially the real ones.
I always have fake, but they still like to like mark it. I have with some of my dogs, just like this isn't up all the time, but like a little wire pen that I can put around it, because some dogs just will not let up. And there's nothing worse than like having your beautiful like skirt around and doing all your decorations.
Your Christmas presents. Got a little surprise on them this year.
So I do have a pen, although I don't have it now, but although it's not a necessity, but it's something to like, till the novelty wears off and the dog gets used to it.
Yeah.
What are things, have you had a dog that has messed with the tree or?
Not really. We used to have, so Raja doesn't care. Like she just sleeps next to it all day. She's totally unfazed by it. When I was younger, living with my parents, we had cats. And they would go under the tree and like roll around. They would like chew on like the needles that would fall off, because being from Michigan, we always get a real tree. Mm-hmm. Fake tree is like unheard of for my family until recently.
I've never had a real tree.
Really? Oh, it smells nice, but they're like messy, because I'm saying all the pine needles, they fall off.
They're like sticky, right?
They're sticky. They're stinky. They hurt if you step on them. But if your animal eats them, they're like super dangerous if they ingest them. It can like poke holes in their insides.
Ooh, so that is like
really, really careful. You have to really monitor that. If your dog eats things off the ground a lot or things like that, you have to like really monitor them. So that's where like the little pen you have would be like essential if you have a fake tree. Real tree. Why do I keep saying fake tree?
I know what you meant. So I've also had a little trick for like the balls. I don't know if anyone
like the bulbs, like the
not the lights, like the like ornaments.
Oh yeah,
a lot of them are glass.
Yeah,
and let me tell you, if your dog jumps on the tree and breaks your great grandmother's ornament that she gave you from what she had from her grandmother's grandmother that you've had for 150 years, and your dog like jumps on the tree and it falls and smashes and breaks, it is going to be like a disaster. So I always say management. I mean, it's usually hard to keep your dog, although on mine I can. So I have a gate in my living room to keep your dogs from that room.
Yeah.
Like my tree's on the other side. So if Finley really was bothering it, I just wouldn't let him on that side. Yep. But I think maybe do steps for decorations, right? Have nothing really low that your dog can grab. They love garland. You know, that is
so dangerous if they eat that.
so dangerous, and that is like a great toy for them. So, and I would say maybe just put up the tree, leave it up for a couple hours before you start like
and give your dog something else to do.
Yes.
Like give them, that's the perfect time for your enrichment, your bully sticks, your puzzles, your toys, so that they can like see the tree, it's up, but they're not bothering it. They're busy doing something else, and it just becomes a part of the day. Like it's just a part of their environment.
Yeah, it's almost like dog proofing your decorations.
Yeah.
Not that you don't have to put them up, but also like for new baby, I'm like, put out your equipment one thing at a time. Like don't kind of like, then they're like, it's a tree, it's balls, it's garland, it's tinsel.
It's Christmas morning.
It's like too much for all this stuff. And tinsel, forget it too.
Oh,
the tinsel that you like throw.
Ugh. We don't even use that anymore. That's just messing up.
I'm sure somebody out there uses it.
Yeah.
But yeah, I would be careful to try and puppy proof. The thing I would say is if they're that bad, use management, get a little pen. You're not going to have to keep it up the whole time. You might like fold a little bit in each time. You can use your like leave it cues, but that's super annoying. Your tree's up 24/7.
Every 5 minutes.
So I would say puppy proof, dog proof your decorations, and just take it a little bit slow. Maybe just do it in steps so it's not so overwhelming for your dog.
Yeah.
If your dog likes balls, put the like ball ornaments up higher. Listen, you have a dog, so yes, would we like it to be like perfect and have our balls everywhere? And that sounds weird. Yeah.
Or get the plastic ones. You can get plastic balls.
But the dogs will still eat them, and
But they
they have the
break.
hooks on them.
That is true. The hooks do stink. You could always get the ribbon ones instead of having the hooks that go on. Get like the ties. Super annoying to put over, but safer.
But yeah, safer. Edible things that are dangerous. So we just talked about the pine, the pines in there, the sticky things,
Potpourri.
glass. What'd you say?
Potpourri, when people put that out too.
Potpourri, all the oils, any of that stuff you really want to be careful with, because for your dog, they don't know it's your Christmas decorations. They know it's like a new item that you put down like in the room. That's the first thing they're going to notice are your new changes, because they just watch everything all day long.
Yeah.
So they're watching, and all of a sudden there's these new objects. They're going to go to investigate. I would say let them investigate it. Some dogs are afraid of like the Santas, stuff like that. So
the blow up ones.
Oh, forget the blow up one. But if in your house you have a 5-foot Santa and your dog is like barking, one that could be annoying for you. Two, your dog's not having a good time. No. So again, you can maybe lay it down on the floor, throw some treats around it, let your dog desensitize them to it, counter conditioning them that it's a positive thing. Yeah. Then maybe move it up. So although this stuff is annoying, it's more annoying and also not healthy for your dog to be like upset in their own home with this. But I guarantee you, your dogs are going to have some kind of reaction. It's not normal if all of a sudden there's new things in the house and they're not like noticing them.
Right.
So it depends on how confident they are, if they notice them. I feel like Finley, if I had a Santa, he would.
Oh my gosh, I feel like he would
freak out.
Yes.
So be careful with edible things that you may not think are dangerous.
Yeah.
Like the potpourri, like you said. I didn't even think of that. I
just saw online the other day, a lot of people have like the fake fireplaces. Or even like real fireplaces if you're not in Florida. And the fire starter logs. Dogs chew on sticks, they get excited, but those have chemicals on them. Or like the water that you put in for the real trees, drinking that water because of all the sap and the oils, or even people sometimes put stuff in it to keep the tree like looking nice longer.
Yeah.
It's poisonous for dogs. So you have to be really careful with that kind of stuff too.
You have to be careful. And also, I had this like down further, but since we're talking about it, like dangerous things, have an emergency contact in case something happens, because most veterinarians are going to be closed. So if it's Christmas Eve, Christmas, there'll be an emergency vet open. Make sure you know their number.
Yeah, but like have their information.
Yes. They also have like a poison control number for dogs too that you can call. So make sure you have those on hand. Yeah. Because when you're all freaking out.
Know what you can do too. There's things that you can do at home before you leave for the vet, or you can do for your dog on the way. Like my dog down here, she just caught a bufo toad. So those are super poisonous, just their skin. So I didn't know what to do. So it kind of like, it was scary. And before taking her to the emergency vet, called Donna and was like, oh, what do I do? She goes, wipe her gums down. So knowing to do things like that is going to be helpful too. That could really it could save your dog's life. So do some research.
Yes. Perfect. Next thing I have is, sorry, I have this annoying tickle in my throat this week. Management. We just talked about management with the tree. I think management, which is next on my list, is like guests coming over and parties and stuff. But managing your dog is not going to maybe want all these people here, all these kids here, everything. So you have to have some management things, whether it's like you said, enrichment, mental stimulation, like their licky mats ready to go, their bones ready to go. I at all times have bones ready in my freezer.
Yeah.
If whether my dog's being annoying or I just have guests coming over and I want him a little bit occupied or whatever it is. So those are all little management things that you want to have. If your dog likes bully sticks, make sure you have a ton of those ready to go. Smear some peanut butter on them, put them in the freezer, like have all those things ready so that gates, right? The things it's a little bit late now, but you can buy like the holidays, it's a little bit late for Thanksgiving, but you can start training your dog to do all these things now. So I was working with, shout out to Dave and his mom. Do you know Dave, the dog, Dave?
No.
Dave is a dog. He goes to Delray, and we did a session last night, which was a 15-minute virtual, which I think was yes, guys, 15 minutes. That's all it took.
Yeah.
We're working on separation, having a sanctuary space that he's okay away. Because everyone's like, I want my dog out all the time. Well, guess what? Your dog hates strangers and hates little kids, and your family's coming over with all of these things. So we're working on managing a sanctuary space. So we started with Dave having a Kong that he loves or stuffed toy that he loves, putting it in mom's room. She could still see him, doors open, just giving him all good things. They get away in a different room. He has to eat it over there. Even like the suction licky mats, so they can't move it towards you. Yeah. So we're just starting to build, hey, you're going to get this awesome licky mat smeared with cream cheese, but it's going to be like suctioned 20 feet away. You can still see me. You're not behind any barriers. So we're starting to build separation of being okay. And next step, we're going to put a gate. Then the next step, we're going to cover the gate and then eventually close the door. So it's just all in steps. We always talk about doing things in steps. So if your dog is not used to being in a sanctuary space away, for me, that's like number one management, especially for the holidays. So like you have a dog that's
she doesn't love gatherings.
Unique. Okay. I was going to say special. What do you use for your management tools for her guests are coming over? You know, with little kids that you know she's not going to be fond of.
Yep. So she's gated in the bedroom when we give her bully sticks. She
can see or no?
No, she can't see. It's just a regular baby gate. Like she can see through it, but it faces a wall, so she can't see like indoor living space. And then I've gone to my veterinarian. She is on anxiety medication when we have people over for different situations or travel or things like that. So just to take that edge off for her. So.
I didn't even think to add that to the list.
Yeah.
If your dog is super anxious with gatherings, like you don't have to, just because your dog does not like strangers or does not like kids, or you don't have to like change your life to not be social. I have like so many clients that they're like, I haven't gone out for a date with my husband in a year because my dog doesn't like to be. I'm like, what? Like you have to do things. So medications, if you talk to your vet, if they're that anxious, is a great way to, and this actually client that I has medications. So when people come over, medications separated, that's like a great thing you can talk to your veterinarian about and see if it'll just take the edge off, just to like relax.
And I feel like a lot of people are like, oh, my dog will be fine. They're fine with people coming over. But think about during the holidays, you're not just having people over just like, hey, come on, let's have dinner. The energy levels are up. They're bringing things with them. There's different drunk. Smells, sounds. Yeah, they're drinking just and partying. I mean, not wrong though. But it completely changes the scenario for them. So I feel like even having that sanctuary space, whether it's a crate or a room, even if they are comfortable and enjoying that interaction, give them that kind of forced break still, and then bring them back out in like 5-10 minutes so that they can have their own time too, because that's a lot.
So I had, they're still away, but I had 5 dogs at one time, little kids. We always host Christmas Eve, Thanksgiving, like the whole 9. My dogs are great with people. Mm-hmm. Having 5 dogs out, all the guests, all the kid, like managing my kid, like just managing everything. I always I train my dog. My bedroom's their crate. Well, not now. I use a crate, but when I had the 5 dogs, my bedroom was their crate. So they either got a bully stick, cheese, white noise machine in there, whatever. And literally everyone would be like, I thought you had dogs. I go, I do. They're like, what? I don't even hear. And that's how it should be. So when the end of the night, it started winding, they were fine in there 4 hours. It might have been close to 5. They can hold it. They're fine. They have a bully stick. I'd go in there, give them another stick sometimes. They had their water. They had everything. When it would start winding down, less people. Hey, do you guys mind? Yes, I'm asking my guests if they mind because,
They're our guests.
They're our guests, and some people don't like dogs. Some people, don't come to my house if you don't like dogs. Everybody doesn't like your dogs, right? Just
but
like
they
same
might
with
like
kids.
you.
Right. So do you guys mind if my dogs come out and I let them out? And I'd always let them outside, let them run around. They were calmer from being in there. It's not less people. So it always worked out like that. But I mean, you can ask family. They'd be like, we never saw Jamie's dogs because they were always
There's
away.
nothing wrong with that. I think it's just that mindset. I was like, I want my dog to be a part of
It
it.
is.
It's like, well, I do Christmas morning with my dog. She gets her stocking, but when family and friends come over, she goes and she hangs out with her stocking stuffers in the bedroom.
Aw,
So it's
she
just
puts
a
her
way
own
to
stocking.
manage them,
I love that. Speaking of that, with guest parties, a couple tips and tricks that you can do. White noise has saved
Oh yeah.
my life, my kids' lives, my dogs' lives, because it blocks out the noise. So yes, you can put on everyone's dog TV or put on things. That's fine. It doesn't drown the noise out the time. And sometimes it's just not calming. I don't know if there's barking dogs on the TV or different things. So I always like using a white noise machine. I blast it like it's an airport. Drowns out everything. You can't hear any guests because there's nothing worse than your dog being in a separate room and it
Barking.
being so quiet that they can hear everything going on. So white noise machine has been huge for me. And even if you have Alexa, an iPad, anything, you can go on YouTube and just put continuous white noise and it'll come out. I have an actual machine just because it's easier.
And also when you don't only put your dog in their sanctuary space when you leave. Do it when you are home so that if they do hear anything over that, cleaning in the kitchen or opening of a door, or you having a phone conversation, that's normal and that's not their cue to be like, oh, Mom's home, and they get excited to get out of that space.
I think that's one huge mistake that clients make is with their sanctuary. Oh, he goes in the crate or he goes in the room when I'm not home, and he's fine. But they try and do it when they're home and the dog's freaking out. Well, of course.
Yeah, they hear you.
They hear you. They're not used to it. And that just takes them getting used to what's going on with that.
Yeah.
So I have guest parties. I have kids. Same thing. And I also put this, a party, a holiday. That is not the time to train your dogs.
No.
It's not the time.
It's not to introduce to new things.
It's not the time to introduce them to new things. It's time to introduce them to your cousin Sally that's going to be here for 2 days and that they're not going to see for the next 5 years because she only comes to visit every 5 years. That's not the time to get, I love dogs though.
No.
Can you bring out your dog? You are your advocate for your dog. Same with kids. If your dog is not good with kids, don't try it. Maybe they'll be okay.
Or
because
never
they're
met a
home.
kid. No,
yeah.
don't.
It's not the time. Bad things happen. Always on the holidays, as any veterinarian, after Thanksgiving, after that Monday after.
Yeah.
It is crazy because these traumatic things has happened during the weekend. And it takes one traumatic event to throw a dog back so far.
Yeah. And they're going to always, that's one time they'll remember it forever.
Yeah.
So much training goes into those situationals.
So much training. So please do not practice your door training and wait at the door and stay when your guests are ringing the doorbell and it's constant. That's just, you're setting your dog up for failure.
Yeah.
And it's just never going to be good.
They're not going to learn anything. So
they're not going to learn. No.
Yeah.
I put the emergency numbers too. Mm-hmm. I think the biggest thing for me that I didn't think of for holidays and stuff like that is plan ahead. Don't think this out beforehand. Now, obviously, if your dog's out all the time, they're used to people, they're used to kids, and you can have, we're not saying your dogs cannot be out, but everyone knows their dog and what's overwhelming to them or not.
Yeah.
Or if it's overwhelming for you.
Right.
You're going to be more overwhelmed. Where's the dog? Where's the dog? Does anybody see? Like,
Yeah.
I see it all the time. You have the one cousin that's, oh my God, they're afraid of dogs. They're like screaming. Then you have the kids that are afraid of the dogs. Then you have another kid like laying on the dog. It's just so many bad experiences that can happen.
Yeah.
During these times. So I would say our number one like takeaway from this is prepare.
Yeah.
Think of things that might set your dog off, might not. If your dog is not used to being away from you, practice having your dog away from you. And again, sessions like little Zoom sessions with us, Dynamite Dog Training, like a dog training club. Just kidding. Little Zoom sessions, even 15 minutes are so like productive.
Yes.
Like it's.
And that's all it takes, you guys. 5 to like 15 minutes
Seriously.
of training. Your dog's going to be so exhausted at the end.
Yeah. Like I'm not saying I'm like Derek Jeter, but if you had your son like swinging the bat, practicing at batting practice, and you can have Derek Jeter on the Zoom for 50. I said I'm not comparing. Just hear me out.
I'm not saying I'm a professional baseball player, but like,
hear me out.
When
so
you
then
watch
you have Derek Jeter watching your son's form and seeing what he's doing, what he's not doing, right or wrong. That is kind of like what we do on our Zooms. Like
hair flip.
No, even if you could say, you know what, you're holding the bat this way, you're holding the bat this way. So that was just a simple virtual plug. If you're having any of these issues during the holidays at anywhere you are in the country, we can help. But so I would say management and thinking ahead of time. I'm serious to a point. I know I'm not like this is again another aside. Sometimes I'll say like examples about like, I don't know, I'll use Apple. And I will be like, yeah, but you're not like Apple. I go, I know. Like Apple, like Apple iPhone.
Dog training, I'm like the Apple
feel like
of dog
yeah.
training.
Yes. So what would be your number one tip that you can give to people that maybe they're hosting maybe they have a puppy that they, oh God, can we just talk about this before I really want to hear your answer, but I don't want to forget this. Puppies. People that have puppies and it's their first holiday.
You're going to scar your dog for life if you don't prepare people. Like, you will. It's too much. Not all dogs are okay on all scenarios.
And you're flooding your dog with people and pets.
Yeah.
So I think that's like, everybody wants to see the puppy. It's so cute. You're passing it. Just it's like a lot for
We get people all the time that come into like day training or my private sessions and they're like, oh my gosh, they were so good. I don't know why they're barking at people now. And I'm like, well, because your dog was so overwhelmed it shut down, and it was quote unquote good because it wasn't moving, it wasn't barking because it was scared or nervous or I don't know, anything other than happy. And then now it's reactive or fearful because it was too much.
It was too much. And the puppy's just going to sit there as you pass it.
Yeah,
it's not going to show you any signs, but each person you pass it to, it's going to be like, where's my mom? Like, what is... And they're exhausted, they're overtired, and I get it. You have a new puppy, you want everybody to see it. Take them out for a couple of minutes, put the puppy in a crate, white noise, let them nap, let them sleep. You know your dog's schedule. Take them back out. Please do not have your puppies passed around. You know, it really can cause your puppy more damage than good. And I think that's like, I just thought of that. I was like, oh my gosh, I'm thinking about all these people get puppies at this is puppy season. So you want to show off.
Also,
like,
think before you get a puppy, people. Not everybody needs to have a puppy as a gift, okay?
Grandma that just is 89 and lost her dog that she's had for 19 years.
Think about the dog's life.
Yeah.
It's not just,
we're getting
not only
off
a puppy. Anyway,
holidays
that's my
and
TED Talk.
Sunshine and happiness. So now I'm going to ask your aunt because I had to think about the puppies. What would be your number one thing you're giving clients as a tip besides obviously management, prepare? What else can you think of that you can say like I really would do this?
So in Florida, we deal with something that's never from back home, but like there's fireworks during the holidays. So be prepared for like the unexpected for your dog. So it's another part of like management. So like literally we'll get it on Thanksgiving. We'll get it on Christmas Eve, New Year's. There's going to be fireworks. My dog hates fireworks. So just be prepared for that with having your bones ready, your bully sticks, medications if you need it, and not just on the day. Prepare it the day before so that your dog it's already on board. So if it starts happening sooner than you expect. So there's going to be probably something to happen to stress them out, and you want to make sure that you're advocating for them and making sure that you're kind of taking those steps too. So that's a big thing. And also, I think you have it on your list, food.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, of what not to feed your dog. Be very cautious with that.
Yeah, no onions. Obviously, the normal is grape, onions, but I think there's a lot of like weird, different foods during the holidays that you
like bones. People are so like, oh, I'll give my dog the bone from the turkey. But I was actually just reading up on it. When you cook bones, they become more brittle. So when your dog bites into them, and they can splinter, and then they can really hurt the dog, and then they'll ingest something that can hurt them even more. So yeah, that kind of stuff too.
Yeah, so food is another one. Make sure don't have people feeding from the table. I mean, maybe we're so busy during the holidays because they pick up so many bad habits from your parties. So guys, keep doing you. Call us.
No.
I'm kidding. No, seriously, do the right thing. Whether it's holidays, birthdays, any get together, right? It doesn't have to be the holidays. We're just doing this because holidays happen to be coming up, but prepare yourself. I'm just laughing. We're always trying to get more business. No, seriously, prepare yourself. Don't have people feeding your dog from the table.
Yeah.
Manage the situation, and please give your puppies a rest from being passed around from everybody.
Yeah.
Anything else I forgot that we would add? I feel like
that's a lot. That's a lot of it. I think we're good.
I think we're good. Well, thank you for joining Barks to Basics. Again, you can find us on Instagram under Barks to Basics, at Dynamite Dog Training. We have 4 schools in South Florida: Dynamite Dog Training, Lucky Dog Training Club. You can find us on TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, everything. And then also to listen to Barks to Basics, you can find us on anywhere where podcasts are. You can hear podcasts, which is Audible, Spotify, Apple Music, and a ton others. But thank you guys for listening. We hope you have, whatever your holiday is, a great, great holiday. And just remember these tips, whether it's holiday, birthday, any get together, keep your dog safe, and we'll see you next time.